In this episode of 10 Best Ones, we are going to check out the top 5 best laptops for graphic design in 2018. I made this list based on my personal opinion, and I tried to list them based on their price, quality, durability and more. If you want to see the price and find out more information about these laptops, you can check out the links down in the description and the comment section below. Okay, so, let's get started with the video. At number 5, we have the Asus ZenBook 13UX 330UA, AH55. The Asus ZenBook 13UX 330UA, AH55 is a 13.3-inch laptop that appeared to be one of the most sold ones in its category due to its versatility. From a design perspective, this unit features an aluminum construction that is finished in a brushed metal, and accompanied by concentric circles that are present at the top of the lid. So, when you see the laptop as a whole, it looks very handsome. Along the laptop's left side, there is an audio jack, an SD card, and a USB 3.0 ports, while on the other, there is yet another USB 3.0 port, a single micro HDMI port and a USB-C port with no Thunderbolt 3 support, so for the price you pay, they are more than good. The interior holds an extra-wide touchscreen that features a smooth surface and an embedded fingerprint sensor, so say goodbye to the boring passwords, since from now, all you have to do is just use your fingers in order to log in. In addition, the keyboard offers 1.5mm of a key travel, and it is backlit, so you won't be frustrated while typing at night as you're preparing your finals. The 13.3-inch anti-glare screen will take your breath from the moment you turn on the laptop, because it produces vibrant visuals with a full HD resolution for maximizing your user experience, which is especially important if you work with photos. But now, let's talk about the performance. The ZenBook packs an 8th Gen Intel i5 processor, 8GB of RAM, and integrated graphics, and a 256GB SSD, which means that your productivity will be increased to a whole new level. Or to be more precise, regardless of the number of programs and tabs that are running at background, you won't find any noticeable lag that can interrupt your work, which is something that every one of you looks for. The audio quality is great thanks to the front-mounted Harman Kardon speakers, so for movies, YouTube or Twitch videos, you won't find any remarks. Finally, the battery life may last around 13 hours, or let's say that it will keep you covered throughout the whole day. To conclude, the Asus ZenBook UX 330UA would be an ideal option for you, if you want to invest in a mid-range laptop, for your graphic design purposes. Moving on, at number 4, we have the Dell XPS 9560. The Dell XPS 9560 would be a top choice for everyone who is working with photo and video editing, because this unit combines an Infinity Edge touchscreen, and a 4K resolution, with the intention to output a stunning color accuracy. From a design perspective, this unit features an attractive premium, aluminum construction that is very durable and lightweight, so even if you've been using it for years, you won't find any difference in terms aesthetics and performance. The connectivities are quite robust, and they consist of a USB-C port with a Thunderbolt 3 support, an SD reader, 2 USB 3.0 ports, a headset jack and an HDMI port, which is more than good to keep you covered with plenty of connectivity options. The laptop's interior is finished with a carbon material that is present around the touchpad and the keyboard, so I have to admit that this model looks exceptionally good. The touchpad itself features a sleek matte surface that is incredibly responsive, so you won't have any troubles while navigating between apps and menus. On the other side, the keyboard is backlit, with soft buttons that are really comfortable to type on, so regardless if you're working during the day or the night, I think that you won't find any remarks. The 15.6-inch IPS touchscreen has a 5.7mm bezel, which is 59% thinner than the MacBook Pro, so, you will be more than satisfied by its look and performance. Now, let's talk about the features. The unit's screen offers wide viewing angles of up to 170 degrees, 350 nits of brightness and supports up to 100% of the Adobe RGB, which means that the visuals will be breathtaking. The hardware is another strong point of the Dell XPS due to the fact that the 7th gen of i7 processor, 16GB of RAM, 512GB SSD and the GTX 1050 graphics will equip you with blazing fast performance and a lag-free user experience. Moreover, the battery life is great for a 4K display, so you can expect 6 hours of usage, and of course, if you see that the battery is running low, you can always take an advantage of the charger. Overall, the XPS 9560 is worthy of considering, because this laptop justifies its price tag with its performance, and offers even more value. Next up, at number 3, we have the Huawei MateBook X. The Huawei MateBook X is a 13-inch laptop that has a 2K display to ensure that the photos you have to enhance or work with are going to be perfectly defined. From a design perspective, the MateBook X comes in 2 colors from which you can choose, such as a space gray that we are currently reviewing and a prestige gold, but no matter of your choice, both of them look fascinating. The one, finished in a space gray, features a machined aluminum body that makes the laptop incredibly lightweight and portable, and most of the users associate its look as the one of the MacBook Pro. When you open the lid, you will instantly notice the large touchpad which is positioned at the bottom, and thanks to its smooth surface, all of your swipes will be registered quickly, so your navigation will be drastically improved. Slightly above, there is the water-resistant keyboard that integrates a fingerprint reader with the intention to let you have a password-free authentication to the system. In addition, the keys themselves are large and soft, so you can type quickly and accurately, without any problem, even though it isn't backlit. On the left of the chassis, you can find a headphone jack, and a USB-C port, while on the right, there is only one USB-C port. Finally, the screen. Well, graphic designers are going to love it due to its 4.4mm narrow bezel that offers 88% screen-to-body ratio, so you will see every single detail, which is always the core for every graphic designer. Huawei has even integrated a Corning Gorilla Glass to maximize the protection, so you shouldn't worry about anything. Moreover, the 2K display is IPS, so regardless of the perspective you view, the colors will remain accurate and consistent as a typical photographer could wish for. But now, let's talk about the performance. The MateBook X is powered by an Intel i5 processor, Intel HD graphics 620, 8GB of RAM and a 256GB SSD, which means that you can have plenty of apps running at the same time, without decreasing the laptop's performance. The battery life is expected to last around 8 hours, but in practice, this may vary because everything depends on the workload. To conclude, the Huawei would be a top choice for every graphic designer, and everyone who works with photography, due to the fact that its 2K display and hardware will ensure many accomplished projects. Moving on, at number 2, we have the Apple MacBook Pro. The MacBook Pro is a premium 15-inch laptop that is widely known for its beautiful design and performance, so, if you're a professional editor or a creative artist, then, having this laptop by your side would be a true bliss. From a design perspective, the MacBook Pro features a thin, lightweight, aluminum design that is covered with space gray, which makes it look stylish and clean at the same time. When you open the lid, you will immediately notice the large Force Touch trackpad that is quality enough to register your swipes and clicks, which is always useful in terms of navigation. In addition, the keyboard with the laptop's touch bar are surrounded by a carbon fiber, and I have to admit that this laptop looks wonderful from outside and inside. The MacBook's keyboard is exceptionally responsive, due to the integration of the second-generation butterfly mechanism, that makes the keyboard quality enough to register all of your clicks while feeling soft on touch. The connectivities include 4 USB-C Thunderbolt 3 ports, which are spectacular in my opinion, because they can transmit data of up to 40 GB/s. Now, let's talk about the features. The MacBook Pro is equipped with an i7 processor, 16GB of RAM, 512GB SSD, and a Radeon Pro 560 graphics, which will grant you quick loading times, multitasking capabilities without noticing any occurrences of lag. The 15-inch Retina LED lit screen has a maximum resolution of 2880 by 1800 pixels, and it has 500 nits of brightness, which is awesome because the visuals are razor sharp, and vibrant enough to reveal even the toughest details. According to the users, this laptop has succeeded to output deep blacks, bright whites, and a great representation of the RGB, which is essential for photo and video professionals. Moving on, the touch bar is a great addition, because it will definitely increase your productivity, and you can access dozens of tools that will ease your work. Finally, the battery life can last up to 10 hours according to Apple, but take in mind that this may vary upon your usage. Overall, I'd recommend you consider the MacBook Pro as your next purchase, and if you ever decide to purchase it, you would never regret your decision because this unit is a real beast. And finally, at number 1, we have the Microsoft Surface Book 2. The Microsoft Surface Book 2 would be an extremely good option for you, especially if you're looking for a laptop that looks and feels premium. From a design perspective, features a sleek 2-in-1 convertible construction that is finished in silver, and accompanied by 2 fulcrum hinges that will let you use the laptop in 4 modes, such as a regular laptop, studio, view, and in a tablet mode, so you can use it literally however you want. At the back, you can see the Microsoft logo, which looks very sleek, while at the sides, there are 2 USB 3.1 ports, single USB 3.1 Type-C port, an SD card reader, 3.5mm audio jack, and the magnetic Surface Connect, which stands for power and data. In addition, its keyboard is fantastic, since it can be detached easily, so the transformation between modes will be butter smooth, and you wouldn't have to put much effort. I would also want to add that users are really satisfied by the typing experience that they've had with the keyboard, due to the fact that the keys are very soft, and they have a decent travel, so you can type accurately without missing any key. On the other side, its touchpad is even more praised, due to the fact that its glass surface does not only look good, but it is exceptionally responsive. But now, let's talk about the performance. This particular model is powered by an Intel i7 quad-core processor, has 512 GB of storage, 16 GB of RAM and a GTX 1050 GPU, which means that you can have multiple tabs open, and apps running at the background, without noticing even a slight difference with its performance, which by default means that you can finish your projects quickly. Moreover, I would also want to admit that the 13.5-inch PixelSense touchscreen has a maximum resolution of 3000 by 2000 pixels, with a density of 267 pixels per inch, an aspect ratio of 3:2, and a contrast ratio of 1600:1, so everything you see will look sharp and clear. Before we end, I'd like to mention that the battery life can last up to 17 hours according to Microsoft, but in practice, this may vary. Either way, users claim that the battery can last really long. To conclude, you should consider the Microsoft Surface Book 2 as your next purchase, because this laptop is a true gem. Thanks for watching, I hope you liked this video. If this video was helpful to you, please remember to leave a like and subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this in the future, and if you have any questions related to these laptops, you can leave a comment down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can.